So I had this dream last night, but you know, the dream's abstract, but the concept is actually like, I know this very well. This country, you know, it's kind of like funny. I guess we're like waiting for some big like invasion, but the invasion already happened. Like, it already happened. It's largely within the commercial businesses, like your restaurants, exercise classes, your retail, your gas stations, you know, your social cults, your religious groups, your churches. The invasion already happened. So these people have been here in secrecy probably for multi-generations at this point. And their goal is to, they're checking the development of the masses as people turn more NPC, more robotic, more easily controlled. They do experiments on the public. Like, I notice, because I'm very sensitive to this, and to these people, and there's like a weird kind of like game recognize game thing. So I know that they're definitely infiltrators, and I'm not mad about it. I'm just like, I'm here to exercise, right? I'm here to eat. But there's definitely a game recognize game type situation, especially, you know, coming and going out of the beer brewing industry with all those people. I mean, they were like rabid. They were like the first ones that I discovered were these like mixed bag of assholes and invaders. And you know, they were so angry and disrupted by it that they really like showed the just the amount of people who are involved. The 90% of the beer brewing industry, all these craft beer shops popping up, they're all these invaders. They're here for how stupid. Scam likely. I didn't know my Bluetooth was still on. I'm gonna turn that off. Turn this off.
Power off.
So, yeah, I would say like, yeah, 90%, like it was like a huge amount, you know? And then it was funny because there was like one brewer who shut down because they realized that like all their colleagues, right, all their like fellow brewers were, you know, down with this shit, and they just were not about it. And naturally, like, there's a huge threat. Like, if you're not with them, then they shut you down. If you don't shut yourself down, that's why a lot of businesses went out. That's why a lot of mom and pops went out. It's because it was like, you either join us or you fuck off, basically. So now, like, a majority of your commerce in America, and, you know, these small little, like, little Austin restaurant, is a part of a large group if they were not coerced or kind of like ignorantly forced to kind of like join the get down. Then you know, I guess they're just so easily used, but a lot of people resisted, and then, you know, God naturally wanted to go away, right? So they close down their business and then they do other things. So God was showing me in this dream, because I was just kind of like, you know, what do I do? What do I talk about? What do I do? This is the way it was supposed to happen, right? This is like the way it was supposed to go down, I guess, you know? I mean, obviously it's happened. I mean, God allowed it. So now in America, like, the invasion had already happened. It's within your restaurants and exercise classes, your beer brewers, like I said, yada, yada, yada. Your retail, you know, I'm trying to find a dress for my cousin's wedding, and sometimes I become very sensitive to ethical retail, and I'm in one of those phases right now where I'm a little sensitive to ethical retailing, because I also feel like, you know, people sort of do what I do, you know, it's kind of like on the Holy Spirit, like, in people's minds. So I want to kind of like put that out there, and it's so hard to find ethical retailing. So there's Everlane, but their clothing is very like matronly and like almost ugly. Like, it's not even like, it's like a hatred of women, you know, like, oh, you want ethical clothing? Well, you need to dress like a Mormon then. It's like not cute clothes. But I've ordered jeans from there in the past, Everlane. So, I mean, jeans are jeans. They're cute because your figure is cute. But dude, their dresses are like, would you like a cardboard bag with armholes cut out? $90. That's what it means to like dress ethically. So yeah, business and commerce in America, like this is the, I'll blind myself for you. This is the invasion. And in my dream was like, God was showing me, he's like, it's gonna happen like very similarly to the way the South by Southwest Business Music Film Festival invades Austin. The same way they come, so once a year for like a week in March, 2 weeks actually, they it's planned, right? It's put on by the city, and I think these are all beta tests for the New World Order. So people begin to like change their work hours, right? Because there's going to be really bad traffic. My salon used to be downtown. We would shut down. We would close our salon for that week, and you didn't have to pay rent that week because South by Southwest debilitates the commerce so bad that you either like rent your space out for South by Southwest for somebody to put on their little demonstration or post their business up there for the week, or you have to get out. And it's all about the sensories, right? It's like, film and like networking, and like there's like a red carpet, and there's like free food, dude. It's free stuff everywhere, free food, free trinkets, free, and people eat it up, and it's like it's very expensive now too, by the way. But what's interesting is like the vibe is very high. Like the patrons that come in for South by Southwest, they disrupt the principality in Austin because downtown feels like very lighthearted while the patrons that come in are there, these visitors for this festival. They really disrupt the principality. So I enjoyed that very much. And it's interesting because the tickets are very expensive. They used to be like $1,000. I think they're $2,000 now, 10 years later. And I used to work it, so I'm very familiar with the ins and outs of the festival. I used to volunteer and work it, and I got to hear a lot of, like presenters in real life. Like I've heard from the in the same room on stage, the people from 23andMe before that came out, Bitcoin before that came out. It's supposed to be this innovative kind of network that you get to be a part of. It's a very exclusive club, and then there's like free stuff, live music, like this sensory overload everywhere. So God was showing me like the way this country is going to be invaded is like the same way South by Southwest invades Austin. It's sort of like if the New World Order moment happened during the festival, like perfect, because like here's your people, and then also you're cramped into the city, you can't just leave in an emergency. So this is how they're going to do it. And because I say I am very empathic to game recognized game. Like I know these invaders, I know when I see one. Mostly they know me when they see me too. It's just kind of this natural like, oh shit, you're that, well I'm this, well whatever, I'm just here for an exercise class. But they do really weird experiments. I noticed, like I went to a spin class. So spin cycling. Oh, what's up Michael, Angels, Aliens and Hybrids, and Joe, what's up, thanks for commenting. Spin class, so you're very cramped into a dark room, and they change the lighting to go with the music, so it's very loud, and they shut the doors, and it's pretty much pitch black other than the sensory lighting. So it's very enjoyable. But what's interesting is, I swear to God, they do like weird experiments. This last class I went to, I like halfway through the class, I started to smell like burning plastic. And but it was so funny because God was like, this is just an experiment. Like they just do weird shit like this just to see how dumb people are. And so like, I mean, and no offense, they're just not like, they're just on autopilot, okay? And so I'm sitting there and I'm smelling burning plastic, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is so funny because nobody thinks to do or say anything. Like they have no sense of danger. And this is the weird experimentation that they do in these businesses. They do weird experiments. They want to see if anyone's paying attention. Obviously, I'm paying attention, but I know I'm protected by God. I know that there's not actually a fire. God tells me they're actually doing a test to see if anybody's going to flinch over the smell of burning plastic halfway through your spin class. And I'm just sitting there like angry face, looking around like, God, people are they're so cooked. Like, they're just so cooked, dude. Nobody flinches. Nobody, like, raises their hand. Like, nothing, dude. I'm like, I can't believe how I can actually. I've been seeing it for years. People have no sense of danger. And this was, so when I came upon these invaders, it was through my connection to the beer brewing industry, and I would spend a lot of time at Jester King. And that's kind of where I kind of learned the ropes about what they do, was through Jester King Brewery, hanging out there, and then recognizing that, like, Jeff Stuffings and all these people are just a bunch of fucking aliens. And they're just, like, feeding you beer in circuses, but they're putting you under hypnosis. They would low-key torture. They had goats on the property that was like part of their like selling point, is like, come pet the goats. They would low-key torture the goats in front of you, the baby goats, with flash photography. So they bring in these old school cameras that had these gigantic bright light flashes, and they would like pretend like they were taking pictures of the baby goats, but what they were doing was they were low-key torturing them, because the goats would scream and wince every time and it was just an experiment to see if anyone is paying attention. And, me and my partner noticed, we're like, dude, what is going on? This is so weird. There's like 20 people in there manhandling these baby goats. And then there's like 2 people walking around like weirdos, like that belong to the company that work there. And they're just like flashing. They're like torturing these goats. And the people are like torturing these goats, and like nobody notices. Like nobody's paying attention. And then there's also something weird where they take the dad goats away. So all it is the mama, the babies, and all the stupid patrons. And they low-key torture them. And, like, no one seems to give a shit. No one seems to notice. And no one seems to care. And if you take a step back, you're like, oh, what in the world? This is so creepy. But I noticed they do this a lot in a lot of different businesses, a lot of different like comedy clubs. I mean, comedy, they do different testing to see like, what do people find funny? What are people still laughing at? What are people not laughing at anymore? Will people pick up on certain things? Will they still patron this business if it's clearly pedophilic or, misogynistic, like in a very bad way? I'm not against misogyny at all. I'm not a feminist, but I guess a little. I'm not a Muslim though. Like, I'm not a feminist, but I'm not like a Muslim. Like, no way. That whole culture is so anti-female. It's like gross. They're so gay. Like any like super religious organization right now, like people are just so gay. Like it's a faggots world for real. It's like a rich old faggots world that we're living in. And they just want to torture the mamas and the babies and keep the men from being masculine, right? From first of all, noticing that the goats are being tortured. And then second of all, like fucking say something, right? Like you won't, because if you said something, then they would excommunicate you from that group or that group setting that day. Right? Like, oh, let's just burn some plastic in a fucking spin class. See if anyone notices. I notice. I'm sitting there like, people are so annoying. Like nobody says anything. Like, people have no sense of danger. And this is exactly the way it's set up. This is exactly like how the invasion is happening. It's like they are roping people into these social settings, right? These restaurants, these businesses, these breweries, and they're like virtually under hypnosis, but you're under mass hypnosis because of all the Wi-Fi and the AI and the EMFs just eating people's brains up. And then they're like doing weird stuff, weird experimentation. So if one day they just lock you in, or they like suffocate you in, cause some accident and you can't leave and you're stuck, you're their harvest. Like they get to just kill you, round you up and kill you. This is why you shouldn't really hang out. I mean, I will still like grab dinner on like a Saturday night. Like I don't think that's the way it's really going to go down. But even if it did, I would just sit there and laugh because I'm not a part of that harvest. Like I've had dreams where I was at the gas station and then like the moment happened and then they shut the doors and they like pulled out their guns and their jihad like get up and I just was like, I mean, I'm not part of this harvest, and they like let me out because I just didn't freak out. I was like, whatever. But I gotta go. That's that. Either right kind of people. Love y'all so much. Talk to you again really soon.